Hello, thank you for coming back. Episode 200, finally. It seemed to be a long way off, but we're finally there. Sadly, episode 200 is not much better news than episode 199. I have just sent another complaint off to the Housing Ombudsman. I was called on Friday, Thursday rather. In fact, I called them and got put through to John, my caseworker, and he said he would call me back tomorrow. I have a phone recording of this, which is why I record all my phone calls. And tomorrow was Friday. Then there was Friday on Monday, and there was Friday today as well, apparently, and still no phone call. So I've put another complaint in. I've asked for a new caseworker to be reassigned, someone that knows what tomorrow means and what calling me back means. I haven't checked my emails because I'm not expecting an email. They said they was going to call me. So, despite the fact that John seems to have done something, I want someone senior on this case. I've been emailing the CEO of the Housing Ombudsman several times in the last 6 months. All emails have been ignored. I did the same thing to the local government ombudsman at the same time several months ago, and they got one of their senior officers contact me 2 days after I emailed them. I have experienced their CEO, the Housing Ombudsman, last week, and I don't think much of him, quite honestly. He seems lackluster, with no personality, and he follows the instructions, apparently, that the councils give him. That is not the sort of character that needs to be in charge of an ombudsman service, which is supposed to be fighting for the rights of the citizens and residents. We need someone with a bit of backbone and a bit of spirit and a bit more life than apparently Richard has. So, short of getting Richard reassigned somewhere else and getting a new CEO, I'm stuck with him. So, I've put a complaint in about my housing ombudsman's service. I've also chased up about a friend's abuse at the hands of another council in the south coast, on the south coast rather. It gradually means that one by one, as I come across the councils throughout the country, I'm finding that most of them seem not to uphold the public sector equality duty, Section 149 of the 2010 Equality Act. 11 years later, they still haven't done anything about it. My council, Waltham Forest, here in East London, actually still have on their website the phrase, people with physical disabilities will receive assistance, which means people with mental disabilities will not. Otherwise, they wouldn't single out the people with physical disabilities. So I'm still on that case. I don't know what's going to happen with the Housing Ombudsman because they seem to be going round in circles and shoving their head up their arse all the fucking time. I used to have faith in the Housing Ombudsman, but I used to have faith in the police force as well. And after my experience over the last 18 months, I have absolutely no faith in either body. It's about time someone in Parliament pulled their finger out and said enough is enough. There's enough of these complaints. I've got 23 complaints going through the system at the moment with Waltham Forest Council. 23. And it's going up as I go through my emails. I'm taking this back all the way back to 3 years ago because for the first 2 years, Waltham Forest didn't log any of my complaints. And that's what they said to the Ombudsman Service last year. So I'm going through all my complaints from 3 years ago. And I'm logging them all on Resolver so they get officially logged. Because apparently Waltham Forest Council choose not to log complaints if they're sent in by email. And yet, if they're sent in by Resolver, they have to. They get a reference number and it gets escalated. I've just escalated 3 today with no updates. And one's about a repair. They're going to say, oh, but you've got that going through with the ombudsman. No, this isn't about a repair. It's about the lack of service for the repair. Two slightly different complaints. I want to know why it's taken so long. The one with the ombudsman is why it hasn't been done. Slightly different. Especially when I won a second stage complaint with Waltham Forest Council about the repair, saying they have put a repair in when they obviously hadn't. And I've submitted that to Waltham Forest Council as well. A phone recording and an email. I have recorded all my calls because Waltham Forest Council and other public bodies deny everything that's been said on the phone. So the only evidence I've got that people have said things that they haven't carried out is a phone recording. If you don't like it, take me to court. I wouldn't record phone calls if people in public organisations were honest. But apparently they're not. And I've suffered liars in local councils for too long. I have to protect myself, especially as a vulnerable adult. Pull your finger out. Work with me, councils up and down this country. I'm not a nasty person. I'm just trying to get disabled rights enforced. And that means removal of single point of contacts for all disabled persons. Removal of being treated under the unreasonable behaviour policies up and down the land. And application of reasonable adjustment requests. If it doesn't cost you a penny to make the reasonable adjustment, then I think the courts would think that would be a reasonable request for an adjustment. You can't impose an adjustment on someone. It has to, if you read section 149, be discussed with the person you're making the adjustment for, so it's an appropriate adjustment for that person. You don't give a blind person free access to a video library. What are they going to do with it? And the same with disabled persons generally. You have to find out what their disability is and how you can reasonably adjust for it. No more of this single point of contact for people that have got mental health issues. That is unreasonable, unfair, biased, and against the law and the public sector equality duty. I will keep going on and on and on until I haven't got a breath in my body to fight you people. You are public servants. Your works are public domain. Don't write to me saying you have copyright when I can get the information off your website or from the information officer. If it's public domain, I can publish it anywhere. I've been threatened by Waltham Forest Council for breaking their copyright. I've been threatened by Waltham Forest Council for naming their staff. I'm sorry, when Sharon Ann-Kabi, June Aduddin and Derek McLean constantly put me under a single point of contact and refuse to tell me who the hell is putting me under a single point of contact, and constantly give me a contact restriction without going through the policy, thus breaching their own staff conduct under the gross misconduct section, and no one does anything, that's another one I need to put in, then I will carry on and on and on until one by one the councils comply with the law and respect all disabled people and all persons with protected characteristics and start talking to them in accordance with section 149 of the 2010 Equality Act. I will say it slowly because I think a lot of public servants cannot understand what I am saying. I will leave a link to section 149 and the 2010 Equality Act in this video for all those councils that want to refresh themselves of their duties in law. But apart from that, My boys, as you can see, are happy and healthy. I think I've got one creeping up behind me. I heard someone creaking over there. So, for now, that will do. I shall speak to you again soon. Stay safe, stay healthy, and let's fight for disabled rights together.